I've been saying for a while now that outdoor clothing is the most resilient niche in men's clothing, and working on the Menswear Manifesto update, this is still the case. I encourage you to go to an outdoor clothing retailer and take a look at the stuff, both to get a feel for the feeling of the fabric and the look of the fabric and the brands, and also to see the prices. We're going to take a walk through REI, which is a brick and mortar outdoor clothing retailer that has all of the best top brands that I talk about all the time. This is just a standard REI, and here's the first great brand, Cool. Talk about it all the time. Didn't see a price there. Here's a like almost chinchilla lined flannel, 150 bucks new for that. Presumably you could sell that for like 50 bucks on eBay, no problem. And I tried not to film people, but this place was pretty packed. It was, I think, on a weekend, and people actually pay these prices. Fjallraven, $180 for a pair of Fjallraven pants. I think almost all the brands that you're going to see in this video are over 100% sell-through or have really strong resale markets. This is REI Co-op. Just a basic long sleeve t-shirt retails for 35 bucks. Nothing spectacular. REI is the exception here. The REI house brand resale market is kind of spotty. Co-op does a little bit better, but certain pieces in REI do quite well. Here's the sale rack. There is, what is that? Yeah, REI Co-op stuff. 55 bucks. Looks for like it's for a pair of long pants. Here's one of my all-timer favorite brands, Icebreaker. It's a merino wool brand, basic t-shirt, selling for 75 bucks plus whatever little discount they put on top of that. The merino pieces, I have said, again, millions of times, seemingly, feelingly, is the best stuff to sell in men's clothing. To my mind, period, and in these outdoor brands, it's pretty much a no-miss proposition. Smart Wool is another excellent merino brand. This is a pair of long johns, looks like, and it's going to be probably more than 100, I would guess. I don't remember how much this is. 115 bucks for just a basic pair of long johns. So that kind of explains why people would be willing to pay you 30, 40 bucks for a used pair of wool long johns, even if it's got holes and stuff in it. Here's a merino piece from REI Co-op. 100% merino wool, and $80 for that. Another thing, if I found it at a thrift, I would pick it up without even bothering to look it up. Outdoor plus merino equals buy and sell. There's another REI merino piece for 90 bucks. That was like a basic pullover. Quarter zip. We all know Patagonia. The resale market can be tricky. It's not 100% sell-through at a brand level, but stuff like this will do just fine. $140 for just this basic fleece. And you will find stuff like this at thrifts if you look for it long enough at least. We're coming up on a down puffer. And down puffers in outdoor clothing brands are almost completely without exception the most expensive sellers and the top sellers. If you find a down puffer or a down quilted jacket or vest in any outdoor clothing brand, I would just pick it up. There are very few exceptions to that rule. $329 for a new one. You don't find this stuff all that much at thrifts, but again, if I found a Patagonia puffer that had flaws within reason, I would still grab it and list it because the market is just crazy for that stuff. North Face, something like this is another thing that you will and would find at thrifts if you look for long enough. I used to run into these all the time, stuff like this. You wouldn't think, based on how common they are at thrifts, that they would go for that much, 140 bucks. North Face can be a little tricky with resale, but a lot of these have specific names attached to them. So if you look up the style codes on used pieces that you find, because they're not going to tell you like what that price tag told you. It told you the full name of that model of jacket. You have to look up the style codes. Always worth doing because you can get more money a lot of the time when you know the name. This is turtle fur or something. 30 bucks for a kid's beanie. I think that's acrylic too. I don't think that that's wool. Just looking at it, I could be wrong. Vuori, another excellent brand, arguably athleisure as much as it is outdoor clothing. 64 bucks new for just a basic polo shirt. I found like 3 different Vuori pieces last time I went thrifting here in San Diego. You can find this stuff. They used to get a little punitive with eBay sellers. I think they've stopped doing that. I don't think that it's a Vero brand. Might want to double check that. But the market's awesome for Vuori. Prana, you wouldn't think would be anything special, but the stuff retails for 100 bucks roughly. These pants are the top performers for Prana. You really can't go wrong with like Prana long pants for men or women. I've never had a problem, or never had a problem, I should say, selling them. And there's like a little discount hutch out here. I didn't film this part, but I went and looked at the discounted stuff. It was all still like 50 to 100 bucks. The market is just crazy for this. The reason it's so crazy is simply because people are still willing to pay that kind of money. Outdoor clothing remains, I think, the safest niche in men's clothing reselling. So if you haven't done this, again, I encourage you to go do this because it's good to get a feel for the fabric and kind of develop your eye. And pretty much every single brand that you find in REI or a bougier outdoor clothing retailer like this will be good for resale. So if you're a new reseller, this is a great way to kind of educate yourself quickly. If you don't have the Menswear Manifesto, it's Pay What You Want. It's a guide to 350-ish plus men's clothing brands broken down by sell-through. I am working on an update, and that'll be available hopefully soon. God, please let it be over. See you soon.